Hey Nintendo fans and collectors, this is Lithium017 from my channel, Nintendo Collecting 101. Have you ever worn nostalgia goggles? If you aren't familiar with the term, nostalgia goggles is having a fondness or tunnel vision for liking something from your past, such as a comic book, a TV show, a movie, or in this case, video games. Now, I'm not actually talking about literal glasses like these virtual glasses that were available in the Nintendo Power magazine. I'm talking about the concept. Have you ever played a game before that's from recent memory and just thought this game is nowhere as good as the original? I like the original a lot better. But when someone asks you to justify your opinion, you're speechless. You don't really know what to say. You're wearing nostalgia goggles, and I wear them all the time. Two of the main games that I always wear nostalgia goggles with are here in front of you in the middle of the screen. Super Mario 64, to me, is the best 3D Mario game ever that I like the most. But it definitely moved the 3D Mario franchise ahead by far the most of any game. Super Mario Sunshine, Galaxy, and Galaxy 2 just didn't do as much for Mario as this game did. Likewise, Ocarina of Time is the same case. It just moved 3D gaming ahead so much. But what do these games also have in common for me? They were the first games I pretty much played and beat on my own for the series. So Super Mario 64 and Ocarina of Time will always in my heart be the best games that I can play that are Mario and Zelda. But that's not to say that games that are coming out more recently aren't better. Now let me preface this video by saying that not every new game is better than its predecessors. Definitely, games today have bigger memory, which means they have better graphics usually and better music. But that doesn't mean they have better gameplay, better design choices, better artistic direction, and there's a wide variety of other categories that you can take into account. However, generally the newer games are better than the old ones. If I were to actually just judge Super Mario Galaxy 2 to Super Mario 64, and I were to hand someone this game and it's the first Mario game they ever played, they'd probably like it a lot more. It is longer, it does have better graphics, it does have better gameplay in my opinion. A second player can even pick up a controller and help out a little bit. It has better power-ups, it has more levels. In almost every way, this is a better game. Similarly, Skyward Sword that came out recently. It's a longer game. It does have a very different artistic direction, but the graphics are better, the music is better. It has more going for it than Ocarina of Time, but I always say Ocarina of Time is better, and that's when I'm wearing nostalgia goggles. I can apply this to the 2D games in those series as well. Usually in the Mario canon, Mario 3 or Super Mario World is your favorite 2D Mario platforming game. The two new games that came out recently, the new Super Mario Bros. Wii and U, to me are both better games. First of all, they have 4-player, which just brings the game ahead into the new generation so much more. If you could play Super Mario Bros. 3 with 3 friends, would that not be better? Yes, these games kind of feel like a remake or an homage back to the games in the past, but aren't they better? Good graphics, good gameplay, great control, great level design. They have everything that is just amazing in the game. If you played New Super Mario Bros. U and it was your first 2D Mario game, I would make the argument that you would forever think that it's probably the best Mario game. With The Legend of Zelda, the original game, I didn't play that until I was an adult. I've been playing A Link to the Past for a bit longer, and I think A Link to the Past is a lot better, but I played that one first. Let's take these examples over to multiplayer games like Mario Kart. The first Mario Kart game I owned was Mario Kart 64, and I remember playing this at my cousin's all the time before I owned a Nintendo console. This is my favorite Mario Kart game. I just hold it in such fond memory. But I definitely think Double Dash is a better game. I would necessarily maybe not think Mario Kart Wii is a better game. Yes, it added bicycles, or motorcycles rather, But I just feel like the rubber band AI and some of the choices for the levels wasn't as good as Double Dash or Mario Kart 64. And Super Mario Kart, I can't even play anymore. It's only 2 players. It's just not as good to me. But if you played that one first, you might like it better. One of the common arguments among all of my friends is which Smash Brothers game is the best and which one they like to play the most. I have a few friends that love playing the original, and they will basically fight to the death, pun intended, or duke it out with their friends, saying that this is the best game. But it definitely didn't have as many characters, it was a slower game, didn't have as many levels as Melee or as Brawl. Brawl even had online. It had, I think, 9 or 11 more characters than Melee, and everything about this game is better, but a lot of people still say that Melee was the best in the series because of a few design choices and a few of the characters. So do you wear nostalgia goggles? With what game do you wear nostalgia goggles? And with any of your friends, have you had the argument before about a more recent game being better or worse than a previous game in the series? So I would love to hear you sound off in the comments below. When have you worn nostalgia goggles and in what game? Thank you very much for watching. Feel free to fill that like bucket, follow me on Facebook or Twitter, and remember, as always, game on.